which they put that big picture up of God and Jesus and they're white, but it's like they're actually black. All of them are black. So it's like the whole race thing, the gender thing, sexism, like how the women stay at home and stuff like that. And then like Christianity, even the Muslim religion, like all of them.
Exactly, like if you look at it, like you can't like the same sex because that's the same religion. And I feel like hate comes from the Bible. I really agree with that. I really do. Like when you actually say anything about it, I really agree.
The devil was jealous. He couldn't have a kingdom like God's.
And also another aspect you should play is hate comes from power.
Power?
Because you have to think of the people who made these rules back in those times, even with our country, like when they was making the Constitution, hate comes from power. Constitution is a racist document. Nowhere in there do they have anything to do with black people. They just say all men are created equal. And those men that they were talking about were white men. So it's like, you have to think about it. The people in power make all the rules. So that's where it stems from. And people just follow suit.
Okay. Thank you.
Alright, we done.
I don't like it. Because everybody's human, everybody's people. Everybody has the same rights. I understand why some people get treated either by their race, sexuality. Like, I don't like none of that. Like, everybody should be treated as equal. You know what I mean? Like, give respect and you get it back. And the world will be way much better. Like, I understand the difference with everybody. It's stupid to me.
Okay. Thank you.
Choose their lives the way they want to choose it. There's no reason to hate somebody for what they want to do with their lives and how they want to live it. If somebody want to be gay or homosexual or any other extracurricular activity, they shouldn't be judged for what they believe. That's why I stand.
Their right for freedom of speech, they kind of take it like two words of like, oh, this is America, and I can say and I can do what I want because somebody else who's not affecting me in any way lives this type of life. Like, oh yeah, he's gay, let's kill him. Or he's black, let's kill him. It doesn't make sense to me.
For shit.
Nobody needs to be judged. Like, you are what you are. We are all equal. We are all equal. I'm goofy right now. You need to take me at a serious moment.
It's bad because everybody knows they're targeting black people, not just black people, but a lot of people, and they're just getting away with it. So it's definitely bad.
Thank you.
My opinion on the hate crimes is, I personally feel very strongly that they need a year of hate crimes. But I think hate crime starts with the police brutality, like, you know, Trayvon Martin case. You know, they said Zimmerman was an undercover cop or he was off duty. Cops, they need to learn from England. They need to get rid of the guns, they need to get the baton. Even the baton will still probably hurt them. I would rather be hurt than shot. See what I'm saying right there? And hate crimes against girls being raped because they're females, you know, they're supposed to be stereotypical weaker. They need to rid of that. I have no idea how you can get rid of that. I guess carry some sort of protection and pepper spray, make that a must for your preteens, teenagers, wife, girlfriend, etc. And now for racially motivated hate crimes. I feel very strongly about that since I've been subject to prejudice and racism in my younger days. It doesn't really occur as much as now because I go to a primarily black school. But altogether, hate crimes are bad. I would like something to be done about them.
Okay. Is that good? More violence is going to be added on to that, and then more is going to be added on to that, and then you have the government on your back because you want to use violence as a key to grab their attention.
Right.
That's pretty much how the citizens do it. They use violence to grab the government's attention so that the government can try to like do something about the whole situation, but really that's putting you in a bad position that you don't want to be in. Bars.
Thank you, Rob.
I think they're like very unfair. Like people who like characterize themselves as like either gay, you could be black or woman or anything, and you still get treated like you're less than because you're not fitting to be in society to other people. I think that we're all human, so we should all have like our own like fit in where we like in our own society. We should all be able to fit in, whether somebody likes it or not. It's not someone else's say as to what you do in society.
Right. How do you think we can solve hate crimes?
I think the way to solve it is to like just let people do them. Like, just let people have their own voices and let them, like, carry out their life the way they feel as though it should be carried out.
Mind your business, kinda.
You shouldn't just tell somebody how to live their life.
Where do you think hate was originated from? Think far back, like.
Well, you don't know they hate someone unless it's like passed down over throughout a long period of time.
So like you raised with it.
Yeah, you're raised with it. So like a baby comes out smiling unless like it's around like a negative energy. And it, like you grow up with it and you're just not happy. So hate can come from, it's like a feeling, a deep feeling, and also like resentment to something else. Like you feel, I don't know how to put this. It's like a death to like a situation. So it's like the inner like resentment of something else. So I think you're not it's a choice also, because you're not forced to hate anyone, but sometimes it happens.
That's interesting. Thank you, Lily.
Well, I think they're terrible. There's probably not another answer about how people feel about them, but I just think it's terrible to basically hold a stereotype so strongly, because even if, no matter what you believe about another person based on their characterizations, whether it's race, whether it's sex, whether it's sexual orientation, whether it's transgendered, etc., all of that is a stereotype, because there's going to be some people that fit that category, there's people that don't fit that category. So you're going, and hate crimes are usually typically violent, and committing violence on somebody that you don't actually know for a reason that could possibly be wrong.
Right. Okay. How do you feel hate crimes could be solved in our society?
Well, I think that solving hate crimes is going to be a long, slow process of building a community that is stronger and more inclusive of differences. So whenever you have children who are raised with adults who say to them things like, you know, that person is stupid, or, you know, really basic things like don't play with that kind of kid, or they talk bad about gay people, so then the kids grow up thinking that gay people are bad. Whenever you have families that are raising their children like that, you're going to have adults who are more likely to commit hate crimes. On the other hand, when you have families and schools that are more inclusive and more towards building community between different groups of people, you're going to have adults who have been trained not to believe in the stereotypes that cause people to do hate crimes.
Okay.
Long and slow.
Thank you.
My view on hate crimes, I think they're really minuscule and pointless, honestly, because crimes in general against one another, whether it be religion against religion, gender against gender, just anything that has to do with hate in general it's very pointless. Because I watched this video and it had a really beautiful meaning. It said basically love has no label. And it was a bunch of couples behind an x-ray screen, and they came from behind the x-ray screen. It was like different genders. It was like love has no gender, love has no religion, love has no. And so basically I agree with that concept. It's why hate on somebody so much when it's really for a specific point and it's not really you thinking about it. A lot of the race against race, a lot of religion against religion is other people implanting a negative image on that person in your mind. So 90% of the time is not even you reacting about it, it's just you listening to the image that was placed in your mind. So I really think that hate crimes are really horrible. What we can do just in general, society has this image where hate is at the center. Because we have sort of the typical high school image where we have the popular kids and then we have the non-popular kids, we have the kids in the middle, but all of them are classified differently. I feel as though we're all one, honestly. classification is what causes the discretion in the first place. When we're divided, we either envy or mock each other.
Right.
And I feel like if that was all erased, if social classifications and all of this labeling was just erased, we would view each other as equals, not only as equals, but see the good in each other. Because when we place labels on each other, we either down or envy each other, and then from that, we see a lot of the bad. Envy and downplaying both have negative labels. So I just feel as though if we erased all labels and erased all classifications, this would just be a way better society.
Okay. Alright. Okay. Thank you. Very some crimes.
I feel like they are disgusting. I feel like most of the time it's built on pure ignorance, and it's just passed down from generation to generation, and people don't really understand the effects that they have, not just on themselves, but on others, on their family, on other generations, and things like that.
Okay. How do you feel hate crimes could be solved in our society? Because as far as government goes, it's like it'll be like a long time before it'll be successful with the government in any type of way. All they can do is monitor hate groups, you know.
So that question, I think it's an extremely difficult question to answer. I think it's beyond government and its personal feelings, you know. And it's extremely difficult to try to get hundreds of thousands of people to just simply negate how they were brought up thinking. You know, so it's like they've been doing certain things, they've been thinking certain ways for years, right? Decades, right? And to simply just try to figure out a fix in a short period of time, I feel like it's something that's extremely difficult. But definitely just kind of raising awareness and just trying to build community is something that would assist towards it. But being realistic, do I feel like it would ever disappear?
Completely?
Most likely not.
Right. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
People who commit them, I don't know this to be factual, but I believe it to be. People who commit them usually are like, have some sort of bias, but it's based on internal feelings. So you find out there was a pastor who would speak nasty about gay people and same-sex marriage, and then found out he was actually a closeted homosexual. So I think a lot of people that commit those crimes are actually very confused.
How do you feel they could be solved in our community, or in our society?
Listen, you're not going to solve that issue. That's a parental issue, that's an environment issue, the way they're brought up. Education is the only way that you could potentially, possibly get these people out of that.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, wait, you done? Wait.
That's it. But it's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult. Education is the answer to everything.